Coming now at 7, a scary scene for two men in a tow truck early this morning. Police say both were shot while parked on Chicago's northwest side.
Also this morning, a new video, you'll only see it here, of the exact moment a massive fire broke out in a suburban townhome.
Plus, House on hold. Divided Republicans will vote for another time today as Congressman Kevin McCarthy keeps fighting to become Speaker of the House. It is Friday, January 6th.
Live from Chicago's #1 news, ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 7 starts streaming now.
Good morning, happy Friday. It's Val. It is Friday, and I'm Val.
I mean, it could be Val Warner Day too. It is. Yeah, why not?
Say that again.
Val Warner Day.
January 6th.
There we go.
Okay.
There's no reason why, but you know, it's just Friday and it's your day.
Yeah, okay.
I'm Terrell Brown. Outside we go, 32 degrees. I think it's all of our days,
yes.
This day and the ones to come because of the weather that we have, Greg.
The warmer than normal temperatures, yeah, I think we'll take them. Even though it's a degree to a few degrees warmer than normal, it is still warmer than normal. It's not below normal, which we very well could be this time of year. 29 degrees, though, in McHenry this morning. This is a much warmer than normal start to the morning, when normally you're in the lower 20s or upper teens to start off mornings this time of year, if you're lucky. Instead, we're starting off near freezing. It is where we hang out all day. Cloud cover, cloud cover, cloud cover, cloud cover, all the way into the evening forecast, and temperatures will sag back into about the mid-20s tonight as those skies will clear during the overnight. A brief period of our Saturday, we could see sunshine. I'll show you how long. Coming up, Ross.
Light traffic, light traffic, light traffic. Heavy traffic on the inbound Ryan at 31st because of a crash, and we can see it on our White Sox camera. At least we can see the bunch up of traffic in that location right around 31st, where IDOT is in the process of clearing that crash. The only other thing that I've been kind of keeping an eye on is up in the Gurnee area. We had traffic signals malfunctioning at the intersection of Route 120 and O'Plaine. And here's the snapshot, some long delays on 120 approaching the intersection. But everything else is so quiet. Chopper 7, there over the O'Hare corridor of the Tri-State Tollway where it intersects with the Kennedy, the I-190 ramps. And wow, that traffic is super duper light for this time in the morning, but I'll take it. Val and Terrell.
I like it.
We all will take it.
Yeah.
Thanks, Roz.
Yeah, the breaking news this morning.
Two men have been shot while sitting in a tow truck in Chicago. Jessica D'Onofrio is live on the northwest side with new video this morning. Jess.
Val and Terrell, police say this was a drive-by shooting. Someone opened fire on two men who were sitting inside a tow truck, and now we've obtained some doorbell video from the moment the shots were fired. You can hear just that barrage of gunfire. The yellow tow truck was riddled with bullet holes. Police had crime tape around it in the 2200 block of North Pulaski before it was towed away. But the shooting happened almost 2 miles from there at around 2 o'clock this morning near Addison and Avondale. Police say the two male victims are both 45 years old. They were sitting in the tow truck, which was parked, when they were shot by a person traveling in a dark-colored SUV. Police say one of the victims was shot in the stomach and taken to Illinois Masonic in fair condition. The second victim has a graze wound to the head and is also in fair condition, according to authorities. I just spoke to a neighbor who was woken up by the gunfire.
I wasn't sure if I was in a dream, that there was some war going on, but just dozens of gunshots, very, very close to where we were. It just sounded extremely loud. When there's so many bullets flying and you just hear all sorts of noise, you just hope that one doesn't end up, going someplace it shouldn't.
At this point, the motive is unclear, and police are calling this an ongoing investigation. Val and Terrell, back to you.
All right, Jess, thank you. We are also following another breaking story. The Illinois House voted overnight to ban assault weapons.
Yeah, now goes to the state Senate. Diane Pathy was here with more on that this morning. Diane?
Val and Terrell, the votes didn't appear to be there for the original bill, so lawmakers had to tweak the legislation. And then shortly after midnight, that modified ban on high-powered weapons and large-capacity magazines passed on a 64-43 vote.
Senate Bill 2226, having received a constitutional majority, is hereby declared passed.
The bill, if it becomes law, would ban the manufacture, sale, and possession of dozens of firearms defined by the state as assault weapons. The Protect Illinois Communities Act was created in response to the Highland Park mass shooting. Governor Pritzker, who was in attendance, released a statement after that vote, saying in part, quote, "The people of Illinois send us to Springfield to tackle tough issues, and these bills are historic steps in the right direction. I look forward to working with our colleagues in the Illinois Senate to get bills addressing these issues to my desk so I can sign them as soon as possible." Representative Barbara Hernandez co-sponsored the bill and said in part, quote, "As we remember families who lost dads, moms, children, and others due to gun violence and those who are survivors, we today passed policy that will work on preventing any other tragedies from happening in our state." Republican opponents say the measure is too broad and bans many firearms used for hunting and sport shooting, and it even takes away the ability of people to protect themselves.
You are turning legal gun owners with this bill into felons.
Gun rights groups said they will fight this decision in court, calling the proposed law unconstitutional. Those that already own guns on the list of weapons will need to be registered with state police within 300 days. The bill would also increase the age to own a FOID card from 18 to 21 and set 10 as the limit of rounds per magazine. Lawmakers don't have much time to pass everything. Their lame duck session ends next week. Val?
All right, Diane, thank you. The Illinois House also passed a measure regarding reproductive health care that now goes to the state Senate. And now to House on hold. Conservative Republicans continue to block Kevin McCarthy from becoming the next House Speaker.
McCarthy has now lost 11 rounds of votes in the last 3 days. ABC's Alex Perche is live from Washington with more on that this morning. Alex, good morning.
Val and Terrell, the House Republican leadership standoff is now entering its fourth day. As you mentioned, Kevin McCarthy still doesn't have enough votes to be elected Speaker. Still, he's remaining steadfast.
Republican Kevin McCarthy now gearing up for a fourth day of votes on whether or not he should be the new GOP House Speaker.
A speaker has not been elected.
Vote after vote, McCarthy has now failed 11 times. The last time a speaker's race went beyond 9 ballots was 1859. But the California Republican telling ABC as he left Capitol Hill late last night, he's willing to drag this out.
I'm not putting any timeline on it. I just think we've got some progress going on. We've got members talking. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
McCarthy hopes caving to key demands from GOP holdouts will give him the votes he needs. He's even offering to change the House rules so one single lawmaker could force a vote to remove a speaker. Some of his supporters say he's giving in too much.
We cannot allow a small group of folks commit political terrorism, and that's what they're doing.
Democrats pointing to the dysfunction.
Kevin McCarthy's ego and his pursuit of this speakership at all costs is drowning out the voices and the needs of the American people.
Without a speaker, the House is at a standstill. Members can't be sworn in, meaning they also can't help their constituents on everything from passport requests to helping people apply for federal benefits. Top lawmakers also warning they won't have security clearance until they're sworn in. No classified briefings with military or intelligence. There's also concern that some staffers won't get paid and could even lose benefits.
One Republican tweeting, "The handful holding up the speaker election is not helping Americans, but directly hurting them." Terrell and Val.
All right, Alex, thank you. Chicago police are searching for the gunman who shot a 14-year-old girl. This happened just before 5 last night on East 97th Street near Escanaba. Investigators say the teenager was near the street when she was hit in the neck by gunfire. At last word, she was in critical condition. And again, right now, no one is in custody. We have a new photo showing the car wanted in a deadly hit and run last week on Chicago's South Side. Police say this 2007 white Chevy Equinox hit 2 men, one of whom was in a wheelchair. This happened near 95th and Ashland. The man in the wheelchair was hospitalized while the man pushing him died. Investigators say the car appeared to have damage to the front passenger side fender and hood.
Video you'll only see here. It's from a Ring doorbell video that shows the stunning moment. A massive fire broke out in northwest suburban Maine Township. That fire spread to multiple units in this development. It left several families without a place to live this morning. Neighbors first reported hearing what sounded like an explosion at Noel Avenue near Margale just after 4 yesterday afternoon. Fire officials say it started in one unit, then quickly spread to 3 others. The blaze initiated a massive emergency response.
I just seen a fire. It was huge.
We just ran out to really check on our neighbors. and just make sure that they were okay.
4 families are said to be displaced today. Investigators are working to figure out what initially caused that fire.
Well, there is a new urgent care clinic that is opening in Indiana.
And it comes after the emergency room at Franciscan Health Hammond closed last week, despite opposition from many. The new Calumet Quick Care Clinic location is less than a mile from the location of that now shuttered ER. Excitement is building for tonight's Mega Millions drawing. The jackpot is now at $940 million. It's the 6th largest jackpot in U.S. history. We'll have the winning numbers on our news tonight at 10. Sometimes, I don't know how we do this show. We have a studio where we can look out and see things that are happening. And that's a show all in itself sometimes. And we'll move on.
Yeah, your live and local news is just getting started as we stream out loud this morning. Coming up today.
On a much more serious note, of course.
Yeah, today is 2 years since the attack on the U.S. Capitol and the people President Biden plans to honor today. But first, Greg does have your AccuWeather forecast next.
Good morning, everyone. Taking a look outside early this morning, we got mostly cloudy skies and a little bit of a wet road going on Wacker. But as I look out on State Street, a little bit of moisture out there, but nothing that you would consider unusual for this time of year. It's just standard winter driving stuff. 28 degrees, your temperature in Aurora. It's 26, though. Down at Gardner, that is the coolest temperature. Oh, well, never mind. Utica dropped to 22 degrees. I was going to say that's one of the coolest temperatures I've seen. Now that 22 is, in the last week or so, we've had our temps at or above normal, even during the early mornings. Cloud covers helped out with that. Haven't seen a lot of teens so far this season, with the exception of that real cold snap that we had in the lead up to Christmas. We are not going through that again. As we look off to our east, our wet weather, the snow and the drizzle, that's now making its way through New England. For us, as we shift our focus out to the west, really nothing going on. There's the leftovers of that atmospheric river that, of course, we were talking about, devastating flooding and wind damage in Southern California from it. But for us locally, not going to cross the Rockies, not going to have an impact. Only area that we see here of concern this morning is out on the northwest Indiana, kind of southern Michigan border, where there is some fog. Otherwise, temperatures where they are now, that's where they end up for this afternoon. About lower to mid 30s, upper 30s, lower 40s through the weekend and into the beginning of next work week. Ross, I am looking at that Monday. Sunshine and 42 degrees. That's the take down the Christmas lights day right there.
Yeah, you know what? And that makes me happy. Not taking down the lights, but the warmer weather. That makes me super happy. This is going to make you very happy this morning because the rush hour pretty much non-existent. We have very few delays on any of the expressways. Now, we've got a couple of suburban crashes. This one just happened up in Bloomingdale. It's on Bloomingdale Road, just a little bit north of Lake Street, US 20 there. We've had some issues with some slick roads, ramps, bridges. We've had a couple of crashes in Waukegan. This one just happened, Route 131 and Crescent Avenue. So you just want to be cautious on the bridges and ramps. That's where we could see those slick spots. Here's our Grant Park camera. Very pretty shot. There's DuSable Lakeshore Drive, so we've got some stoplight traffic there. But this is that cloud cover that Greg's been talking about. But it's still a beautiful picture of the skyline. Val and Terrell.
Yeah, it sure is, Russ. Thank you. Today marks the second anniversary of the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. President Biden is marking the occasion with a tribute, and he'll be honoring those who protected the Capitol building that day. ABC's Alex Perche is back with us again live from Washington with more on that. Alex.
Hey, Terrell. It's been nearly 2 years since Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick died protecting and defending the Capitol, and now his longtime partner is suing former President Trump and 2 others for his death.
This morning, the longtime partner of Capitol Police Officer Brian Sicknick, who died from injuries suffered during the January 6th attack, has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against former President Trump and 2 people in the crowd that day. Sicknick was hospitalized after being assaulted with bear spray. He died January 7th, the medical examiner saying the cause was a stroke. The new lawsuit, which claims a conspiracy to violate civil rights and the aiding and abetting of an assault, seeks $10 million from each defendant. The lawsuit saying the horrific events of January 6, 2021, including Officer Sicknick's tragic wrongful death, were a direct and foreseeable consequence of the defendant's unlawful actions. A spokesperson for former President Trump responding saying President Trump clearly and unequivocally stated that Americans should peacefully and patriotically make their voices heard. Capitol Police Officer Harry Dunn worked with Officer Sicknick. He tells ABC's Pierre Thomas in an interview airing Sunday on This Week that the mob that day was vicious and called him racist slurs. He says he holds Trump responsible.
He needs to be held accountable, and that's why all eyes are on the Justice Department right now, because they're the ones who can bring forth accountability.
Today, Officer Dunn will be at the White House to receive the Presidential Civilian Award from President Biden, the second highest civilian award in the country. Officer Sicknick will receive the award posthumously. Biden will also present the award to state and local officials who resisted Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election, including Republican Rusty Bowers, the former Speaker of the Arizona House.
Meanwhile, on Capitol Hill, dozens of military veterans have now delivered letters to several House Republicans, calling on them to condemn publicly political violence. Terrell?
Alex Perche in Washington this morning. Alex, good to see you. Thank you. In a ceremony this afternoon, President Biden will award Presidential Citizen Medals to nearly a dozen people who helped to protect the Capitol that day. They include some of the police officers who testified during the January 6th hearings. Officer Brian Sicknick, who died that day after the attack, is set to receive a medal posthumously. The Presidential Citizens Medal is one of the country's highest civilian honors. The Justice Department says more than 900 people have been arrested for crimes related to the breach of the Capitol. ABC News will have special coverage from Washington, D.C. today, starting at about 9 o'clock this morning. Also today, Indiana State Police and the mayor of Gary will hold a joint news conference to introduce Gary's new police chief. That announcement is expected at 10 o'clock this morning. State police have been assisting Gary officials in finding a new chief since last year's Common Council ordinance mandated improvements and reforms in Gary's police operations. Before we head to break, quick reminder for you about the Great Chicago Blood Drive coming up next week, January 11th and 12th. Several locations you can get in on this. All the information is on our website, where to give, how you can make an appointment, abc7chicago.com.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
Welcome back. This is new at 7. An Iowa woman thought to be the oldest living person in the U.S. has now died. Bessie Hendricks was 115 years old. She died this week at a nursing home outside of Des Moines. Her passing now leaves an 114-year-old California man as the country's oldest living person.
Sad update this morning. A bald eagle rescued from Waukegan Harbor on New Year's Day has died, and at first it seemed to be recovering, but according to the Willowbrook Wildlife Center, the eagle took a rapid turn for the worse. An animal autopsy will be performed to determine the cause of death, but the bird may have ingested rat poison from its prey.
A proposal to house migrants from the Texas border at an unused CPS building is drawing opposition in Chicago's Woodland neighborhood. Residents near the building that used to be Wadsworth Elementary School at 64th and University say the neighborhood is already dealing with a lack of resources. The proposal is on hold for the time being.
Today is the deadline for submissions for the City of Chicago's Name Your Snowplow contest. Residents can use their imagination to make up no more than a name of no more than 50 characters in length. Voting on the favorite names will begin January 15th. 6 winners will be selected for each of the city's 6 snow removal districts. You can find a link to submit on our website, abc7chicago.com.
All right, well, we've all heard of lost dogs, but police are trying to find the owner of a lost horse. The animal was found wandering in Bartlett around 3 this morning. It was near a bike trail at Route 59 and Smith Road in the West Suburban Village. A ranch nearby told police it's not one of their animals. The horse is safe, though, at a shelter now. Oh, goodness.
It's somebody's horse.
Yeah, you got to imagine when everybody wakes up, they're going to be looking for...
Where's my horse?
Oh, Yeller. Wait, is that a Yeller?
Oh, Yeller.
It's a dog, though, right?
It's a dog.
Oh.
Right. It's all right. It's fine. Something. Hey, we're going to link up with everybody that's watching Good Morning America right now.
I'm going to have a news update on TV in just a bit. You'll see it here, too.
And when we come back this morning, we'll introduce you to a Chicago crew who has something to dance about this morning. That's
I meant to say Mr. Ed.
Mr. Ed, that's
Mr.
it.
Ed.
Yeah.
I get my animals.
Now, an update from ABC7 Eyewitness News.
Good morning at 7:23. I'm Val Warner. 2 men were shot while sitting in a tow truck parked on Chicago's northwest side early this morning. In Ring camera video that we've obtained, you cannot see the tow truck, but you can hear the barrage of gunfire. We want to warn you. The shooting happened around 2 this morning near Addison and Avondale and Logan Square. Police say the shots were fired by someone traveling in a dark-colored SUV. The yellow tow truck was riddled with bullet holes. One victim was shot in the stomach. The other has graze wounds to the head. Both men are in fair condition, and there is no word of any arrest. Let's get a check on the ABC7 AccuWeather forecast with meteorologist Greg Dutra.
Oh, good morning, and a relatively warm morning for us. Upper 20s, lower 30s as those temps to kick it off. That is about normal for a high temperature. Now, we're not going to run into the upper 30s or lower 40s. Despite this warm start, unfortunately, cloud cover keeps us limited today. But we will see some lower 40s as we get into early next week when the sunshine returns and our above normal temperatures stick around. We'll have that full forecast coming up. Ross?
Now's the time for a healthy start. So let's move. Let's rest and recharge. And put our health first. Let's be well. To do that, let's eat well. Breathe deep. Find joy in the little moments. And do what we love with who we love. Together, let's live well. Advocate Aurora Health.
Welcome back, everybody. We start with a situation in northwest Indiana on I-65 northbound, just south of State Road 14 in the Rensselaer area. This is an overturned semi, and there is barely one lane open at that location. So state police are dealing with it. Here's the snapshot from the INDOT website. So it's causing quite the backup there. Now, as we make our way to the Illinois side, it's not so bad. We hardly have any congestion on the expressways, but we do have some slick ramps and bridges. In fact, McHenry County Sheriff's Police just tweeted out icy roads throughout the county. So please be careful while you're driving this morning.
All right, 727, welcome back live. Look outside, 32 degrees right now. Pretty quiet day, but a peak of some sun in the forecast.
Yeah, and some warmer weather too on the way.
Yes.
Relatively speaking. We'll talk to Greg about that in a little bit. Let's get to something to dance about this morning.
That's right, whether it's a new job, a birthday, vacation, or you just like to dance this morning, we're featuring one of your dancing videos.
Got Sheila Wilson right here and her dance partners from Chicago's South Side. Okay, Sheila, let's see what you got.
Sheila.
I like it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
With the hips?
It looks, yeah, I'm guessing Sheila's in the pink and then those are her background dancers?
Yep. We see you, Sheila. This is
Sheila,
great.
is that a basement party? I want to come.
Right?
Look at that.
Getting it in. Way to move it on a Friday, ladies. Loving it.
Oh, yeah, choreographed number too.
Very nice.
Well, guess what? We want to see more. Were you going to say something?
No, that was it. No, that was good.
We want to see more of your videos. Grab your phone. There it is, the QR code on your screen. Just scan it.
Yep, then upload your video. Make sure the music's playing in the background. We'll also have everything that you need to know right there. I think there are a few boxes you have to check. If your video is chosen, you will see it right here on the morning show. You can dance it up with us.
That's right. Coming up this morning, a doctor shares her tips to make this a very happy and healthy new year.
And the Illinois House took a late night vote that puts the state closer to banning assault weapons.
You're watching ABC 7 Eyewitness News at 7, streaming live now.
Top stories that we're watching for you this morning. Illinois is one step closer to possibly banning assault weapons. Overnight, the State House passed a bill that would ban the manufacture, sale, and possession of dozens of firearms defined by the state as assault weapons. The Protect Illinois Communities Act was created in response to the Highland Park mass shooting. The bill now goes to the state Senate.
2 men were shot overnight while sitting in a tow truck parked on Chicago's northwest side. This happened about 2 this morning on North Pulaski and Logan Square. Both men are in fair condition. A doorbell doorbell camera captured the sound of numerous shots being fired. There's no word of any arrests.
It's been 2 years since the January 6th riot on Capitol Hill. In a ceremony this afternoon, President Biden will award Presidential Citizens Medals to nearly a dozen people who helped protect the Capitol that day. They include some of the police officers who testified during the January 6th hearings. ABC News will have special coverage from Washington, D.C. today, starting at about 9 o'clock this morning.
And the battle to pick a new Speaker of the House of Representatives continues later this morning. There are reports Republican leader Kevin McCarthy may be close to making a deal that could get him enough votes to win. So far, 11 roll call votes have failed to elect a Speaker. Representatives cannot be sworn in or conduct any official business until a Speaker is chosen.
All right, so we'll be watching that. Good morning, everybody. Friday is here. I'm Terrell Brown.
And I'm Val Warner. We are going to take you outside right now so you can see what you're in store for weather-wise. Greg standing by with your forecast. Greg?
And it's not bad temperature-wise this morning. We're hanging around freezing, which is about all you can hope for this time of year. 29 degrees in McHenry, 27 degrees out in Hampshire. We are seeing some lower 20s start to slip in. Ottawa is down to 24 degrees. I've seen some 22-degree temperatures out there off to the south and west, but most of us, the vast majority of the viewing area, is hovering right around freezing. 33, 34. That'll be about the high temperature today, cloudy from start to finish. But as we get into tonight, our skies will clear. That may lead to some cooler temperatures tomorrow, but we're not talking teens or single digits. And a warmer day ahead for our Saturday and beyond, where we could be in the 40s with sunshine by next Monday. We'll take a look at that forecast and our next chance of snow all coming up.
Traffic is moving so well this morning. I can hardly find any brake lights on the Illinois side of things. Expressways, tollways. We can show you a couple of the cameras. Our White Sox camera, there's the Dan Ryan from 35th all the way down to the Stevenson before we even see a brake light there. And it's really not even a solid delay. Same thing on the Kennedy. It looks terrific. Here's that North Avenue curve. Inbound, we have volume, but it's moving. We have to go all the way to Rensselaer, Indiana to find a problem. But this is kind of a big one. It's an overturned semi northbound on I-65 just south of State Road 14, and they still have only one lane open. There's the snapshot from the INDOT website. We'll let you know when they get it all cleared up. Val and Terrell.
I got it, Ross. Thank you. Want to get to what we're talking about this morning, and this is a really great update on Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin.
That's right. Doctors are now saying that he is showing significant signs of improvement days after suffering cardiac arrest during Monday night's game. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
This morning, a remarkable step in the road to recovery for Damar Hamlin. The Bills' safety has awakened and, while not yet able to speak, is able to communicate by writing. One of his first questions.
When he asked, did we win? The answer is yes. Damar, you won. You've won the game of life.
Overnight, the Buffalo News running this powerful cartoon showing Damar asking that question, his heartbeat answering yes. Hamlin is still on a ventilator in the ICU, but doctors say he is able to move his hands and feet and seems to have no neurological issues.
It's not only that the lights are on, we know that he's home, and that it appears that all the cylinders are firing within his brain.
Hamlin collapsed on the field after this tackle. Doctors say the process of reviving him began less than 1 minute after his heart stopped. One of the people rushing to help Hamlin, Bills assistant athletic trainer Denny Kellington. He rushed to Hamlin's aid and administered CPR, likely saving his life.
You talk about a real leader, a real hero, in saving Damar's life.
Yesterday, the Bills took the field for practice, players holding up 3 fingers, showing support for the man who wears number 3. Players and coaches were emotional.
Being on that field, you lose sleep, you hurt for your brother. The scene just replays over and over in your head. It's something we'll never forget. For now, Damar to be awake and his mom to be able to share that with him it's incredible.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
The NFL is canceling the Bills-Bengals game that was suspended Monday night. The decision changes playoff scenarios.
Yeah, and NFL clubs will meet today to approve a resolution to get the rest of the season in. We want to welcome in Roz and Greg to this conversation, and I think it's safe to say that everyone obviously has Damar Hamlin's health at the top of their brain, and that's the priority. But then you do realize that football is a big industry, it's a big sport, it's a big business, and that it does have to go on. We just hope that maybe he can even attend the playoff game or something. Be in the around the brotherhood that the game of football brings.
What it would be awesome is if Buffalo made it to the Super Bowl.
Buffalo is America's team now. I'm a Bills fan.
Right.
Full disclosure.
Yep.
Lifelong Bills fan.
And maybe that would be we honored him there.
Yeah.
I love
it writes itself.
It
guys.
sure does. It sure does.
Especially given the Bills' history of going to 4 Super Bowls in a row and losing them all.
4 in a row and losing.
Oh,
Well, they're doing their records.
I have
pretty
really good.
a life of pain. Yeah. But real talk. Again, being a Bills fan, I was watching the game. I watched the play. Kind of when everybody started realizing what was going on, and like they replayed it or whatever, like just sickening to see. So, just amazing. $7.5 million is where his charity's up to now, and the fact that he is alive, and B gets to see that money eventually administered in the way that he wants to, is a miracle all in itself.
Yeah,
so it's amazing. It's an amazing story.
Yeah.
It is an amazing story. And his mother right there by his bedside.
The mom angle, oh my God.
Yeah, hopefully that she is surrounded by folks who are keeping her uplifted, because that's a lot too on the person who is there caring for.
There is a movie, if not at least a 30 for 30 from ESPN that will be made on this.
No doubt.
For sure.
No doubt. His road to recovery, absolutely. Well, with 2023 officially here, many people are kicking off their New Year's resolutions.
And a doctor with the Cleveland Clinic says it's the perfect time to make sure that you're prioritizing your health.
As a primary care physician, I would encourage everyone to put their health first as a New Year's resolution. And the good news is that it's one resolution we can keep simply by making a doctor's visit. And so many resolutions can be based from that: losing weight, eating better, but at least we'll know where we're at.
Yeah, it's important. Dr. Marianne Schumago says that there are several routine medical screenings adults should keep up with in the new year. She says a lot of people don't know they have high cholesterol, but they can find out through a simple blood test. Getting your cholesterol checked will also let you know if you need to make any changes to avoid serious health issues like a heart attack or a stroke. And
when it comes to diabetes, keeping tabs on your blood glucose levels is important to show if you have any risk of developing the disease. According to Dr. Schumago, knowing if you have diabetes is crucial so that you can make some lifestyle changes, and that will prevent or delay the onset of diabetes. A visit to your doctor can always help you stay on top of any cancer screenings as well.
I mean, yeah, really great thing to keep in mind. I do understand the hesitation.
Confession time?
Yeah, I just don't want bad news, and I just don't want to deal with bad news.
But Terrell, knowledge is power.
I agree, dear. I know. But I got to make the time and
prioritize it.
There
the
you go,
excuses are so easy, to come up with, right?
Yeah. I got things to do. I got to work. I don't have time.
You're not alone.
I know. It's definitely a guy thing for sure.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, really important stuff and a really great reminder. So keeping with the health theme here, there's no cure for the common cold. There's no cure for coronavirus either.
Yeah, but one person on social media believes she might have found a cure for the flu. Take a listen.
When your child has the flu.
This remedy really works, so hear me out. Get a potato, cut it in half, get 2 slices out of it, put it beneath each foot, and cover it with a sock overnight. The next morning, when you remove the sock, you're going to see an imprint on the bottom of the foot, which is totally fine. And then you're going to see the potato slices.
What?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, she's not a doctor, and we're not telling you anything.
No, it's not science. Hasn't been proven by a medical professional. It's proven by TikTok. So this video has gone viral. It's this woman sharing a flu remedy. In the video, you'll see her take a potato right here, cut it in half, then presses the potato against the bottom of the foot, and then puts the sock back over it. So there will be an indentation on the foot. The potato slices will be a disgustingly dark color when they're taken off of your foot the next morning. That's supposed to be the toxins that are removed. TikTok users believe that you'll feel much better after you do this.
From the platform that brought you the spoonful of cinnamon challenge.
I don't even know what that one was.
Oh, it's like, can you eat a spoonful of cinnamon? And you can't. You like
it's awful.
And
Chalky.
number 2, if you cut up a potato and you just happen to leave it out,
that's the same color.
It's gonna brown.
That's oxidation.
Exactly. Now, one thing that does work. Oil your feet at night or put some lotion on them, then put socks on them, and then when you take them off in the morning, you got nice, smooth.
Oh, yeah. I thought you were going to say it gets rid of something. I'm going to say, what?
Oh, no.
Okay. Yeah, you have soft feet. Yeah.
That's like some of Mice and Men stuff. Didn't he wear the glove with the lotion in it? Or whatever?
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah. All right. Nobody wants to go to bed with anybody with crusty feet.
Cracked up, toe up, busted up.
You can hear it in the sheets.
That's right. Scratching the sheet, tearing up the bed with them damn feet. Eyewitness News, streaming out loud this morning. We'll take a quick break. We're back with more in 90 seconds.
Good morning, everyone. Taking a look here at the planner throughout today. Our temperatures running in the upper 20s to lower 30s. And I want to show you what we got going on over the next few days cloud cover wise, because that is going to have a huge impact on where our temperatures go. Right now, mostly cloudy skies. That's actually held our temperatures in check. Upper 20s, lower 30s during the overnight hours. Here are these clouds again kind of kicking around for us today. And as you look down the pipe out off to the west, I know a sharp transition there, but there's nothing crossing the Rockies. All of that stays in the Intermountain West. And we don't have to deal with it. Visibility is improving early this morning. That was a problem earlier. There are a couple of patchy fog areas, but nothing that's dropping below 2 or so miles, which is where you would start running into problems on the roadways. Futurecast keeping the clouds around, not doing much with our temperatures, but by late today, some glimmers of sunshine. The farther west and southwest of Chicago you live, the better the chances that you are going to see that sunshine. That as we get into the evening hours and overnight hours of our Saturday, expect those clouds to return. Now, there is a chance that we catch some early day sunshine on Saturday, but again, replaced by those clouds that meander through our Sunday forecast. Back to Monday we go, and as I mentioned, it's all about clouds, no big storm systems. On Monday, that clear air off to the west through Iowa builds in, gives us a beautiful day. That's a gem in the middle of January almost at that point. 42 degrees, lots of sun, mid-30s on the way. Our next snow chance is on Thursday, and temperatures in general will stay at or above normal, Ross.
We've got another CTA delay. This time around, it's on the blue line for Forest Park bound trains. They've got a train with a mechanical issue at the Jefferson Park station, so we'll let you know when those trains are once again on the move. Traffic on the expressways has been moving all morning. We really don't have any issues out there. A few slowdowns at the Stevenson, Dan Ryan interchange, also outbound on the Kennedy at the west end, and inbound on the Edens at Old Orchard. We're hearing of a possible two-car crash. Now, we've been dealing with these malfunctioning lights in Gurnee at the intersection of 120 and Eau Plaine for at least an hour. They finally got them fixed, and you can see traffic on Route 120 is now getting along without any problems. Val and Terrell.
All right, Ross, thank you so much. Now to tonight's nearly $1 billion lottery drawing.
The Mega Millions jackpot sitting in an estimated $940 million. It is the 6th largest jackpot in U.S. history.
Now, no one has matched all 6 numbers plus the Mega Ball since October. Just in case you are that lucky person tonight, let me give you my phone number, 312. So we've got your winning ticket 101 if you do get it. Here's ABC's Will Gans.
It's the question on everyone's mind.
Okay, who wants to be a millionaire?
Or more accurately, who wants to be a billionaire? Sorry, Reg.
Oh boy, he's a lively one.
Tonight's Mega Millions jackpot soaring to $940 million, just shy of $1 billion. It's the 6th largest lottery jackpot in U.S. history. And just in case you win, and listen, it's about time someone did, no one has matched all 6 numbers plus the Mega Ball since October. Here's what you need to know. Number 1, only tell your closest loved ones.
Don't post it on social media. You want to be able to maintain your privacy to the best of your ability. Privacy very often equals safety.
Number 2, assemble your $1 billion Avengers.
Generally, that team would be comprised of an attorney, an accountant, a financial professional, potentially even a charitable planning professional, as well as even a media expert.
And 3, you'll have to decide whether to take the lump sum or the annuity. Our expert says, take the lump sum.
Final answer?
Lump sum. Final answer.
You have a lot of control over what you can do with the earnings. You're going to get that lump sum. You're going to be able to invest it the way you want. You also have the ability to spend it in the way that you deem fit.
And finally, get clear on what your financial goals are.
Their goals and their values are going to really inform all of their financial decisions that are made going forward with this newfound wealth. And it can help you in the future be able to say yes with confidence and also to be able to say no with grace and eliminate any feelings of guilt that may be associated with that.
Will Gans, ABC News, New York.
Here's my question. Yeah. So the person who wins, right? Mm-hmm. They can't go to work Monday. I know they need to keep up the appearance that, of course, they didn't win, but how do you win that and still go to work and operate like business as usual?
I think I could.
You think you could win that tonight and be here Monday?
Mm-hmm. Especially if I need to keep it.
You have that much of a poker face?
I think you could too. If it meant, hey, look, I need to
hide it.
Yeah, and to get my money and make sure everything goes smoothly, you wouldn't be able to do it.
I would slip. I know me. I would just.
I'm rich.
Or guess what? Somebody would have said something sideways to you. You would have been like,
bye.
I'm out.
Chair swiveling, swinging empty.
Yeah, I don't know that I can like maintain composure. And then too, I would be so excited.
Yeah.
I would be smiling during the wrong stories.
That's true. No, I hear you
Yeah,
on that.
I mean, I don't know. Who
Yeah.
knows? Interesting.
We're back in 90 seconds. Hang tight. Friday, yay!
Yeah, the weekend is here, so let's get a check on Festival Friday with Roz. Roz?
Hey, I am so excited to tell you that even though the holidays are over, there is still plenty to do, like plan a wedding. Check this out. If there's a wedding in your future, have you ever thought about having it at a historic theater? Well, the Paramount Theater in Aurora is hosting a wedding open house tomorrow from 10 to 2. You'll learn everything you need to know about having a wedding in the Meyer Ballroom at the iconic theater. It sounds really cool. Now, the Morton Arboretum's dazzling light display illumination still open through tomorrow. This festive display of lights and sounds covers 50 acres of the Arboretum's majestic trees. And if you're still looking for some holiday fun, Lightscape continues at the Chicago Botanic Garden through Sunday. The magical 1¼ mile path through the main garden is filled with breathtaking illuminated installations. On the theater beat, creator Vicky Quaddy and producers of the comedy Late Night Catechism are encouraging you to re-gift those unwanted holiday items. For the entire month of January, you can bring in the gift that would be much better suited for somebody else and pay only $15 to see the show. All items will be donated to the Little Sisters of the Poor, who operate St. Mary's Home in Chicago. And Val and Terrell, it is never too cold to enjoy ice cream. That is my mantra, especially if you go to one of the heated igloos at the Creamery ice cream shops in Homer Glen, New Lenox, and Manhattan. Look at those. They're so awesome. Every evening, beginning at 5 p.m., you can enjoy either the sundae bar experience or the hot chocolate bar experience. Now, you do need to make reservations, and each igloo will hold a maximum of 6 people. The experience lasts for 45 minutes, and I am going to be there today in our 11 o'clock news during Weekender. I'll be in one of those igloos, and we'll be telling you a little bit about what they're planning for February for Valentine's Day. What I can tell you, it's very delicious.
Oh, some sweets with your sweetie.
There it is.
All
And some
right.
hot chocolate to go along with it.
All right. Okay, thank you, Roz. More news next. Stay with us.
Eyewitness News streaming at 7 continues after a break.
Before we go this morning, we're not pulling your leg about this. A two-leg fox has gone viral after a British woman noticed it on her lawn.
And there's a spam connection here, the lunch meat, not the clutters, the spam messages in your inbox. Jeannie Most explains.
The creature Jane Carter spied through her window in Derbyshire, England, gives new meaning to the term foxtrot.
Then he stood up on his front legs, and I couldn't believe my eyes.
Bring the camera phone quick, she yelled to her husband. There's a two-legged fox on the lawn.
It was so fantastic, actually.
Upright, like the fantastic Mr. Fox, whose reaction we can only imagine.
Wow.
The fantastic Mr. Fox also dealt with loss.
Tails don't grow back. I'm going to be tailless for the rest of my life.
Jane figures the two-legged fox has been that way all of its life because it seems so well adapted and there were no signs of injury. But it was hungry.
I went into the kitchen and opened a tin of spam.
Spam!
Spam!
You don't say ham, you say spam. Jane scattered pieces of spam out on the lawn. Eventually, the two-legged fox grabbed a chunk of spam and scrammed. How fast was he?
Fast. Honestly, it was unbelievable.
Online, the two-legged fox became instant legend, and though some might giggle, others found it sad. Not Jane. Why isn't it sad?
Because he was looking after himself and he looked so healthy.
With moves more impressive than the dancing fox in What Does the Fox Say?
Weirdest thing I've seen in my life.
And how long has your life been?
Long.
Long live the two-legged fox, as long as he lays off the spam.
Wish him luck, boys.
Jeannie Most, New York.
Jeannie Most always nails it.
Always delivers.
Oh, look at that. Can you imagine what you would have thought if you saw a two-legged fox in your lawn?
What in the world is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Lay off the spam. All right. Well, thank you so much for watching Eyewitness News at 7 a.m. I'm going to have news updates, and Greg and Roz are going to talk weather and traffic during GMA coming up next.
We're going to hear from them in just a moment. From all of us here at ABC 7, have a great day. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you back here Monday morning, 7 a.m.
This has been Eyewitness News, streaming at 7. Now, an update from ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Good morning at 7:56. I'm Val Warner. Overnight, the Illinois House passed a bill banning assault weapons in the state. The bill would ban the manufacture, sale, and possession of dozens of firearms defined by the state as assault weapons. It was created in response to the Highland Park mass shooting. Governor Pritzker released a statement showing his support, along with sponsors of the bill. Republican opponents say the measure is too broad and bans many firearms commonly used for hunting and sport shooting. The bill now goes to the state Senate. We'll check weather and traffic coming up next.
Good morning, everyone. Temperatures at or above normal every day through the extended forecast, and our lows aren't doing too bad either, only dipping a few to a handful of degrees below freezing. It's also dry through much of the next 7 days, except for southern counties on Saturday. A few flurries there. Then our next storm system arrives on Thursday, but that's a long ways away and a lot can change. Again, our temperatures, though, they are warmer than the normal high of 32. Yes, we have a lot of cloud cover, but one beautiful sunny day stuck in there on our Monday. Ross?
Starting with an update on that CTA Blue Line situation. Trains are moving again. We had one of them stalled at the Jefferson Park station, but they're on the move. Residual delays. It's not too bad. No big delays on any of the Chicago expressways. Even the Dan Ryan looks good. There's the White Sox camera. It is a smooth trip all the way in from 95th to downtown. Now in Northwest Indiana, we're still dealing with the situation on northbound I-65 south of State Road 14. It's an overturned semi. State police say it could be another half an hour until they're able to get that cleared up.